It was 7:23 a.m. on a chilly Tuesday morning in October. The sun had barely risen over the quiet streets of Maplewood, a small suburban town in New Jersey. The air was crisp, the kind of morning where you could see your breath as you waited for the school bus. But this morning, something was different. Something was wrong. And it all started with a single sentence, whispered by a 12-year-old girl to her father. Asterisk, Dad. The bus driver did it again. Asterisk, what did she mean? What had happened? And why did those words send her father into a panic, so severe that he immediately dialed 911? This is the story of a community shaken, a family fighting for justice, and a little girl who bravely spoke up when no one else would. Maplewood, New Jersey, is the kind of town where everyone knows everyone. It's a place where kids ride their bikes down tree-lined streets, where neighbors wave to each other from their porches, and where the sound of the school bus arriving is as regular as the ticking of a clock. But beneath this picture-perfect surface, there were whispers. Whispers about the bus driver, a man named Carl Hargrove. He'd been driving the school bus for over a decade, a familiar face to the children and parents of Maplewood. But lately, there had been complaints. Small things at first. A parent here, a teacher there, mentioning that Carl seemed a little too friendly with the kids. But no one had proof. No one had evidence. Until now. On that Tuesday morning, 12-year-old Tasha Johnson climbed onto the bus, her backpack slung over one shoulder, her braids bouncing as she walked down the aisle. She took her usual seat near the back, next to her best friend Mia. The ride started like any other. The hum of the engine, the chatter of kids, the occasional laugh. But then, something happened, something that made Tasha's stomach twist into knots. Carl, the bus driver, pulled the bus over to the side of the road. He turned around, his eyes scanning the rows of children until they landed on Tasha. He called her to the front, said he needed to talk to her about something. Tasha hesitated. She didn't want to go. But what choice did she have? She walked to the front of the bus, her heart pounding in her chest. And then Carl did it again. When Tasha got home that afternoon, she was quiet. Too quiet. Her father, Marcus Johnson, noticed immediately. Marcus was a single dad, a man who had worked tirelessly to provide for his daughter since her mother passed away. He knew Tasha better than anyone, and he knew something was wrong. He sat her down at the kitchen table, looked her in the eyes, and asked her what had happened. At first, Tasha didn't want to talk. She was scared of what Carl might do if she told. But then, with tears streaming down her face, she whispered those 6 words that would change everything. Asterisk, Dad. The bus driver did it again. Asterisk, Marcus's heart stopped. He didn't need to ask what she meant. He knew. And without hesitation, he picked up the phone and dialed 911. The police arrived within minutes. They took Tasha's statement, listened to her story with growing concern. Carl Hargrove was brought in for questioning. As the investigation unfolded, more details came to light. Other children came forward, sharing similar stories. Stories of inappropriate comments, of uncomfortable touches, of a man who had been hiding in plain sight for far too long. The community was in shock. How could this have happened? How could they have missed the signs? But for Marcus, there was no time for shock. There was only one thing on his mind: protecting his daughter and making sure Carl Hargrove paid for what he had done. In the weeks that followed, Maplewood rallied around Tasha and her family. Vigils were held. Support groups were formed. The school district implemented new safety protocols to ensure that nothing like this could ever happen again. And Carl Hargrove, he was arrested, charged, and ultimately sentenced to prison. But for Tasha, the road to healing was just beginning. She had been through something no child should ever have to endure. But she had also done something incredibly brave. She had spoken up. She had told the truth. And in doing so, she had not only protected herself, but countless other children who might have been hurt if she had stayed silent. This story is a reminder that sometimes the bravest thing we can do is speak up. It's a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is hope. And it's a reminder that no matter how small or powerless we may feel, our voices matter. If you or someone you know has experienced something similar, please don't stay silent. Reach out, seek help. You are not alone. And to everyone watching this story, thank you for listening. If this story moved you, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can ensure that no child ever has to say, *, the bus driver did it again. *,